summer dresses that I just found that I think are super cute. So first we are starting with this very classic white shirred bodice. I was gonna say a shirt dress. It's obviously not a shirt dress. And like take a shot every time I hit the lamp with my elbow. Oh my goodness. So it is just like a beautiful square neckline. We have these really cute little skinny white straps, which I just think is such a nice detail. Like I think it just, I mean, obviously it's holding up the dress, but I think the really skinny strap detailing is just so delicate and it's super cute. And also if you're outside and you're out and about and it's really sunny, you're not going to get hopefully too crazy tan lines from this. And it has like a really nice shirred bodice, so there is a ton of room in here if you have a big lunch and you've got a little food baby afterwards. There is space for it in this dress. It's a really beautiful white cotton material and it is lined underneath, so you're not going to get any visible underwear lines. And I actually sized down in this because the shirring on this brand, I find it is so insanely stretchy, and if you're on the shorter side like me, sometimes it's nice if you go down at least, then it might fit you lengthwise. I'll back up so you can see the full length of her. She definitely is a true maxi dress. If you wanted, I think you could tailor it to be a midi dress if that's what you prefer. Sometimes I like that because I just feel like when you're shorter, it's nice to be able to wear a flat shoe. I'm wearing these little espadrilles underneath it just for a little bit of extra height. But this dress, I think I'm going to get so much wear out of it this summer. It's got everything I look for in a summer dress. It's a natural material, it's cotton, it's super light, it's floaty. I just love like a white dress in summer. I think that with like a little bit of a tan and then like styled with like a really cute basket bag is just such a classic go-to look for summer, that it's like never gonna date, it's not overly trendy, and that's always kind of what I'm looking for. It was funny because I saw a few videos of people talking about trends for like autumn winter. Obviously we're going into summer in the southern hemisphere, we're going into spring. There's not much of a muchness, honestly. I think we get two seasons. We get summer and we get winter, and that's it. But I think there's one thing I feel like I can safely say on this channel we're never gonna get from me is like a trend video, because one, like, I don't want to follow trends, and sometimes I think I accidentally end up being part of them. Like say like chocolate brown is a really big trend for autumn winter in the northern hemisphere. I do have some things that are chocolate brown, but the reason I picked them is because they go with my season, which is dark autumn, not because they're trending colors. And the thing is like when I'm shopping for my wardrobe, like I don't want things that are trendy. I want things that are classic. I want things that are gonna stand the test of time. I want things that are well made. I want things that are natural materials. I want things that feel like, I don't want them to feel like vintage in the sense of like I don't want them to be dated, but I also want them to be like have classic styling elements. Like to me, like a basket bag, it's never gonna date. It's not on trend. It's seasonal, I would say, especially as we go into like the summer, spring, summer. I just think wearing like a basket bag is really like a nice way of making a look really casual or kind of dressing it down a little bit. And then same with like a dress like this. Say if I'm just looking for like a nice easy dress, like I would wear this around the house, I would wear this to run errands, I would wear this to sit on the couch. Like to me, this is my equivalent of wearing like sweats or loungewear. Like I feel lovely in it, it looks nice, and I feel like I put in a bit of effort, which for me is like where I feel good. Like I think everyone should just dress in the way that feels good for them, and this is what feels good for me. But like the detailing on it, like a shirred bodice, it's always going to be a thing. Like a white cotton maxi or midi dress, depending how tall you are, that's not going anywhere. Like the little strap detailing, it's not like you can pick out like, oh, that looks like it was really from a few years ago or whatever. I think it's really interesting. Like burgundy is one of my favorite colors to wear. It's also one of my seasonal colors. but it was really trending. Like the last few autumn winters, there was burgundy everywhere. And it's really interesting noticing how that seems to be on the way out in terms of like what is trending, and now it's like chocolate brown has almost taken over. And it's just interesting to me how, like, I mean, if you kind of zoom out and look at it, like, I do understand from a sense, like, a style perspective, sometimes you go really far one way, and then you're like, okay, I'm over that style, I really want to dress the other way. But I feel like I feel that more seasonally. Like, I really want to wear layers and, like, dress for autumn, winter, and have, like, knits and, like, cozy stuff and tweeds and wool and all that. And then when spring and summer hits, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for a change. So I totally understand that, like, desire to dress different, but also sometimes I just think about in the sense of like consumerism and capitalism and all of the things. It's like, do we really need to go from, okay, first people were doing like quiet luxury, now they're back into like boho style and like the Western kind of trend and all that sort of stuff. And I think the most important thing when it comes to like personal style is like knowing like what is you. So it's like, maybe say like the example I used is like some things you wear are going to be on trend by just like synchronicity, let's say, like the burgundy thing or the chocolate brown thing. But like for me personally, I'm not wearing them because I think they're on trend. I'm just wearing them because like those are things that feel true and authentic to me. And like the whole like quiet luxury trend, which I really don't like that phrase. Like to me, I don't know, there's something about it bothers me. But it's like, to me, like classic, well-made, well-tailored pieces, that's not a trend. Like, it is a way of dressing, like an ethos of dressing. If that's where you feel good, like, keep wearing it, even if people think it's not trendy anymore, you know? Like, I think sometimes, I guess this is my own opinion about it, but I just think sometimes you, like, when you really just keep wearing stuff that's on trend and you don't even question, like, do I actually like this? Am I gonna want to keep this in my wardrobe? Is it gonna have longevity in my wardrobe in a few years? Like, of course, no one can actually, like, it's hard to predict that. And I will say that, like, there's things that I thought a few years ago, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna wear this thing forever. And I don't really probably reach for it as much anymore, but sometimes I just keep it in there because I'm like, who knows, Wednesday? Like, if it's like a classic piece, then you might change your mind. But I find that if anything is like too trendy, you get over it really quickly. And I just think, I don't know, that's human nature. But anyways, this dress is a winner. It has pockets, which I love. I just think it's so flattering, like, and the stretch in it is just insane. Like, if I'm gonna wear a white dress, I want to be able to either like button myself in or zip myself in, or I need to be able to pull it on from the ground up, because once you've done your makeup, you don't want to be pulling like a white dress over your face, because like no matter how careful you are, stuff happens. And then like, I guess you could do like the shower cap over the face trick and all that, but sometimes you just don't want to be bothered doing that. So this dress, you can literally step into it, pull it on up. The straps are adjustable, and they're super comfortable too. Like, this dress feels very lightweight. It's super comfy to wear. So I think I'm gonna get so much use out of this one. And yeah, I think it's really cute if you wanted to dress it down a little bit more with like a basket bag. And I guess like I would probably swap the espadrilles out for like a flat slide or something, although the dress might be a little bit too long for me then, so we'll see. Or if you wanted to go a little bit more dressed up, you could do like a bit more of a structured bag with it, and like maybe like a tan like block heel with it, so it just feels a little bit more elevated. It feels a little bit more dressed up. But I love dresses that are like this, where you can kind of like make it more casual or make it more not stylish, but like make it a little bit more dressed up based on like the accessories you wear with it. I think this would be really cute with like a straw hat as well if it was sunny or you're going outside for a while. This would be a great beach dress. Like, this dress is just gonna go everywhere with you. So yeah, let's try on the next one. This dress, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I need to have this. I feel like pairing it with a canvas and tan bag is really cute, but this dress really looks like another Ralph Lauren one that is significantly more, and this one was a fraction of the cost. It has an amazing like halter style neckline and then the little white collar, which I just think is such a cute detail. And then the back is not an open back, which I kind of think is nice sometimes. Like, I love the look of an open back, but sometimes you just want to feel a little bit more covered up depending where you're going or what you're doing. And it has a beautiful little like panel to cover the buttons, so you really just get like that sleek minimal look. There is no pockets, unfortunately, but I absolutely love this like beautiful shade of like, it's almost like a cornflower blue, sort of like a powder blue. I think it is showing up a little bit lighter on camera than it looks in real life, but yeah, I just think the fit of this is amazing. I'm wearing a size small in this, like, and I just think it fits perfect. I'll show you from farther back. It is like a true maxi length, and it is dusting the floor for me. I do have little like a short block heel. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, like the movement of this dress also is just so cute. I think this is a dress that like you're honestly just gonna get a lot of wear out of, because like, to me, like, shirting details are always really classic, and like that halter neck, like this is so flattering on like your shoulders, and it's just a really flattering neckline, but it feels like it would be really cool in summer, but you can still feel like, depending where you're going, I guess you're like a little bit more covered up or you're a little bit more dressed up. It's cotton as well, so super lightweight, super comfortable, not see-through at all. It's not lined, but I don't think it needs it. And I always love pairing like blue with tan. I love pairing everything with tan, actually, never mind. But I think like this canvas and tan detail bag is really cute with a little like tan pop against the blue and the white. I think is always a really nice detail. And this dress is so comfortable. It really like highlights your shape in a really nice way. Like, it just nips you in at the waist. It's super comfortable. The buttons aren't pulling or anything. And I think honestly this dress looks much more expensive than it actually is. You don't need to spend $3,000 at Ralph Lauren. You can just get this dress instead, and of course everything will be linked down below. I feel like this is one I'm going to get so much wear out of this summer, but also, like I was saying before, like this is going to have so much longevity in my wardrobe because it's like shirting details not going anywhere ever. Like, super classic. The length is great. You could wear this as a wedding guest outfit. You could wear this to, I guess depending what you do for work, you could wear this to work. I would just wear this as like a nice, comfortable, easy to reach for like day-to-day dress when you don't want to have to think too much about like what you're wearing, because you put it on, it's kind of one and done. You throw some shoes on and you're good to go, which is just always feels really good to me when it's like you have those pieces in your wardrobe to reach for that, you know, they're just gonna work for you. Like, you put it on and you're gonna feel good in it, and you don't have to think about anything else except what shoes you're gonna wear and maybe like what bag you're gonna pair it with. I think it could also like go with the basket bag as well if you wanted to dress it down a little bit more. And also even just like more like of a structured tan bag as well. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said all the accessories I've got in front of me are tan, but I think like blue is a color that I've sort of been leaning into wearing this year, whether it was sort of more like navy blue through the winter and like this lighter shade of blue. I guess it's kind of like a powder blue, cornflower blue, I don't know. But I feel like I was a little unsure because like as a dark autumn I was like, is that gonna work? But you can let me know in the comments what you think. I feel really good in it. I feel like it looks really nice, and I think it being blue is just, you're gonna see another dress that I guess we could say is kind of similar at the end of this, and I think having it in blue makes it have like a completely different feel to it. And I actually really love the maxi length. Like, I just feel like it's super flattering, and honestly it makes you look really tall. Like, I am not that tall, and I think when the dress does go all the way down to the floor like this one does, it makes you look way taller than what you actually are, which, I mean, we're never mad at that. So yeah, I think this is a really, really lovely option that I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this summer and like way beyond. So you can see what I meant about the chocolate brown, which I guess is a big on-trend color for autumn winter in the northern hemisphere, but it's also a color that I really like to wear because as a dark autumn, brown is your like better than black. So it's a color that's a little bit less harsh, a little bit more harmonizing, isn't gonna kind of make you like washed out and pale and a little bit dead like maybe black can. Although that said, like I still like to wear black, but I decided I was gonna push the comfort zone of where I feel like wearing color, and I do think that this dark brown is absolutely beautiful. This dress, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, oh my god, this is everything that I have ever wanted in a dress. We have like a beautiful straight across like square neckline, like nice, I don't know what I was going to say about the straps, but it's like, I think a square neckline is so flattering. And then it also comes with this little belt detail. And then we have this really interesting waist detail, which is such a flattering like cut. Like it really just emphasizes your figure and it really gives you that hourglass figure. And you can cinch in your waist with the belt, which just to me is so flattering. And I feel like it does have like, even though I wouldn't say this is like a classic dress, it does have like classic elements, which I think make it so that it is going to last you. It's going to transcend the seasons. You could wear this next summer and still look and feel really lovely in this as well. And I think that the way that this just highlights your shape is so flattering. It does have pockets, which you know that I love. It's a linen material and it has like just a beautiful drape to the fabric. I'll step back so you can see. I'm just wearing it with a pair of like tan sandals again, just for a bit of height. You don't really see them when I'm wearing them. And this is a maxi length, but I think again, if you wanted to tailor it to more of a midi length, if that's more comfortable to you, like you absolutely could. And if you're like, why do you keep talking about tailoring things? I think the thing is like when you're short, sometimes it can feel really frustrating that everything is like super long on you and you like think that it has to just fit you perfect out of the box. But I think sometimes I've just found that it's like if you really love a dress and you would feel like you would wear it more if it was just a few inches shorter, just go and get it tailored. Because like, I don't know about you, but sometimes you have those dresses in your wardrobe and they're just hanging out there for ages and you're like, or it could be anything, and then you're like, what would make it so I would actually wear this thing more? And I had like this one dress where it was like a black sort of like strapless number, and it came in at the waist and then it like flares out, so like a super classic style, super gorgeous, but it was just that little bit too long, and I just found that I wasn't wearing it because of that. Then I got just a few inches taken off the hem, and now I wear it all the time. Like I wore that dress so much last summer, and I'm gonna wear it again a lot this summer, and it's just like that little detail made all the difference and made it so that like you actually get the wear out of your things by making it so it fits you and your body, and it probably isn't as expensive as you think it's going to be. Like it's like what, $20 or $30 to get an item that you've already bought to really work in your wardrobe. So yeah, I think this dress is an absolute winner. Like the way that it just highlights your waist and it flares out into this really beautiful long skirt. The linen has a really nice drape to it. Like it's like a heavy linen, but not like to the sense that it feels like uncomfortable. Like it just has like a really nice weight to it. And like keeping in mind, like if it bothers you that linen creases, this is maybe not the dress for you because it does crease as you wear it. But I think like the structure of it kind of allows you to get away with it because it's not super obvious. Like the bodice part is probably not going to crease. It's just like the skirt when you're sitting down or doing whatever. But this dress is so comfortable. It fits like a dream. I'm wearing a size 8. And I would say it fits pretty true to size. My only one complaint is that like the belt doesn't have like another loop so that you can like put it through. Like the belt just kind of is like that, which I don't know if I love because it does have like one little loop here where you can put the end of it through. But I don't know. I find that this like hanging here, maybe it's not as obvious on camera, but I just think it would be really nice if it was like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Does this kind of thing bother you? Or like, do you think it's supposed to be like that? It's supposed to kind of like trail down like a little tail? I don't know. You can let me know. I can't tell if it's just me being like weird and pedantic about it, or it actually is supposed to look like that. Although I can kind of see on the camera, you can't really tell, I don't think. But anyways, super excited to wear this dress. I think, like, before I was like, which bag should we put with it? I feel like this would be a really cute option. Like, I think this is a dress that you, like, same as the other ones, I think you could really dress it up, you could dress it down. I would just wear this for, like, getting around day to day, doing my errands, like, whatever, because it's super comfortable. I feel lovely in it. It's one of those things you just toss it on, you're good to go, you feel put together, and yeah, I think it's really cute with, like, a little tiny bag. But again, like, you could pair it with, like, the bigger basket bag and make it a little bit more casual, have a little bit more of a beachy feel to it. And yeah, I think it's one of those dresses where I'm like, you could easily wear this as like a wedding guest dress, especially I think if you're in Australia and it's hot, like, this is a really good option because you look lovely, you look put together. I'd probably not style it with the basket bag in that case. I would maybe go with like something a bit more structured or whatever so that it feels a little bit more formal, and maybe pair it with like a bit like a heel or something, depending on the kind of wedding that you're going to. But I think this is a really good option because the linen is going to keep you really cool, you're not going to overheat, you're going to be comfortable, you're not going to have to like be messing with your dress or anything like that. It's just going to look really nice, you're going to feel good in it. So yeah, I love this as, like, I feel like it's like a bit of like a classic linen summer dress but with a twist. And like, the designer, I think, just like paid so much attention to like everything that makes like a summer dress really flattering, in my opinion. Like, it cinches you in at the waist, which really gives you that definition. It has this beautiful kind of like curved hem detailing, which just really accentuates, like, makes you look like you have such an hourglass figure. And then that square neckline, to me, that just always looks so good. It's so flattering. It looks good on everybody. I really prefer it to like a curved neckline or anything like that. So yeah, it was like tick, 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 all the details that are gonna make you look and feel so good in a dress. And then, I mean, there's not a lot of stretch in it, so I would say it's probably not one that you want to wear to like a buffet or doing a lot of eating, but you can undo the belt by one notch if you needed to. There's no shirring or anything on the back panel, so it really does fit you. And I have to say, like, the fit on this is insane. Like, the way it just cut to your body, the way it fits so perfectly, and there's no like stretchy anything detail to make that happen. Like, the paneling on it is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of like paneled almost like a corset, and like the fit is amazing on it. But yeah, that said, would definitely want to make sure that you get the right size because there is no stretch in this dress. Like, how she is how she's gonna be. And yeah, but I think she's just one of those dresses that you just put on and it feels really, really good. And I just love that it has pockets. Like, what is it with people making dresses and not putting pockets in them? It's just nice to have it as an option. Who knows what you want to put in there. But yeah, I think this is a really, really good option. And if you are also somebody who is breaking out of your wearing black all the time, I think this kind of like really dark chocolatey espresso-y brown, I believe the color is called Ganache on their website, and I'm like, yum, let's talk about food. But I think this is a nice way of breaking into like something where I do love wearing a white dress, don't get me wrong, but sometimes on some days you're just like, I don't want to have to think about not spilling anything on here. And this dress is going to help you out majorly in that department. And also, if you are a dark autumn as well, it is definitely a good color on you. It is your better than black, and it is so flattering as well, and I think would look really good with a tan. So on to the next one. If you are following me on TikTok, and you should be, I'm at Kim Akrig over there. You've already seen this dress, but obviously I had to share it with everyone on YouTube because I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I have never seen a more me dress ever. First of all, the color, this like incredible sage green, it is linen. It's not linen, it's cotton, sorry, my bad. And it is double lined as well, so it's super supportive. It really sucks you in. It really sculpts you at the waist, and I love like this dropped waist detailing that kind of comes down into these little points. I just thought it was a really unique detail that was like super flattering and kind of interesting and a little bit different. And again, I'm obsessed with the square neckline on on this. The fit from this brand is just insane. I've linked everything down below, so if you want to go and have a look, like, there is not a lot of stretch. There's no stretch in this dress, but the way that it just sculpts you in, it's almost like a corset. And like the way that the straps, they just fit perfectly. I'm wearing an Australian size 8 in this dress, and it's like the straps just stay up perfectly. They don't fall down. You have this like detailing under the bust, so you're not gonna have just like a weird looking chest section. It's gonna be super flattering, and yeah, I'm not wearing a bra. I pretty much never am wearing a bra underneath a dress because I don't need to be, but I think if you did need a little bit more support, like, this dress is going to provide it for you. I would say it's definitely true to size, but it's definitely fitted as well. So I think if you're between sizes, probably size up. I'm obsessed with this like drop waist detailing that we have here. And then she does go down into, this is supposed to be a midi length, but as always, when you're my height, midi length usually ends up being a maxi or a mid-axi. So I have paired it with a little bit of a heel. I don't know if you can see that, but this dress is just, to me, it's everything. The color is amazing and the fit is incredible. It just makes you feel so good. It's so flattering, and I feel like you could really like, I would pair this with like some tan accessories, because I think tan and green really do go so nicely together, and I've like matched it to my shoes as well, so I think that would be a really lovely option. But I think if you did want to go for like something a little bit different, like, I think this like black and raffia bag would also look really nice. I feel like the tan kind of is more of a contrast, whereas I feel like the black just sort of like blends in a little bit more, and then you could maybe do it with like a black slide as well, just to, I like matching my shoes to my bags. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I think it would look really nice together. It's giving me like, just, I don't know, forest vibes, like the black and the green and the tan together. And I think sometimes if you're trying to figure out color combos that go together, and this works in interiors as well, if you've seen it paired together in nature, it will probably go together in your outfit. So yeah, do what you will with that information. But I think this is really cute. I think the black kind of like knocks it back a little bit and kind of just makes your bag blend in more with your outfit, versus I think like the tan is a little bit more of like a contrast. But I do like them both together, so you could go either way with your accessories. And yeah, this dress is one you are going to be seeing me wear so much this summer because it's cotton. It's really nice because it is so like thick and supportive, and like when I say thick, it's not like the cotton is thick, it's more just like because the skirt is double lined, the bodice is double lined, like the quality is just insane on this dress, and the fit is just like to perfection. So yeah, I think this is one of those ones that it's just gonna see you through. I would also say this makes a good wedding guest option. It's not white, which is good, because sometimes I look through my wardrobe and I'm like, there's a lot of white dresses going on. If you were gonna go to a wedding, I think you need some other options, because we don't want to be upstaging the bride. But it was kind of funny, actually. Speaking of wearing white and like brides and that kind of thing, I've been watching Downton Abbey, been watching The Gilded Age, and there's weddings that go on, and I was like, they're not wearing white dresses, or some of them are, but I was like, when did the whole white dress thing become associated with weddings? Like, when did it become a thing where it's like, you're not supposed to wear white because you're going to upstage the bride? And like so many other things, it became kind of a marketing thing relatively recently. I was looking it up, I can't remember exactly what year, but it was like close to the beginning of the 1900s, so is that the 20th century? So that's like relatively recent in human history. And even like wedding rings or engagement rings being diamond rings, that was like a marketing thing from De Beers. Before that, people used to use sometimes people's birthstones. They would do like a combination of stones. They would do both of their birthstones. So I thought that was really, really interesting how so many things that we think are just like etiquette or like the way it's done, or assume that it's been done like that for a really long time. It actually hasn't, and a lot of the time it's to do with marketing. And even like the whole idea of wearing a white dress, like if you liked that idea, do you, like, whatever. I'm not trying to come for anyone's thing. I just think it's interesting why we do things, like looking at like behind why we do things, and it was like, well, white's supposed to indicate like purity or whatever, and I was like, oh, I feel like to me that kind of goes back to the whole like, oh, like a bride's value is in her, like, her purity or her virginity, and it's just, I don't know, makes me mad sometimes. I mean, obviously a white wedding dress, I think it is beautiful, and if that's what you want to do, like, you do you, but I just think it's interesting when you look at like what's the symbolism behind this. And yeah, I don't know. That was my little rant for the day. I don't think you should start going and wearing white wedding dresses to someone's wedding unless they've told you that's the dress code, but I just think it's interesting to like think about these things and like where they came from. But this dress is not white. If you wore it to a wedding, I think it would be fine. I would wear this to a wedding, but I would also just wear this as like a cute day-to-day summer dress where, yeah, it feels really lovely on. It's really comfortable to wear. It's definitely fitted. So yeah, I would say make sure you, like, if you're gonna order it online, double check those measurements and make sure that it's gonna be right. But yeah, because there's no stretch in this dress. Like, it's very fitted to you and it looks amazing, but I think that's just something worth noting. So yeah, let's go with the next one. Last but certainly not least, this dress. I've been trying to get my hands on it for so long now, and every time I went to go and get it, it was sold out. And I don't really like when people online are like, oh my god, this thing is gonna sell out, like, run. I just don't like when people anyways. I think it's like, I want to show you these things because I like these things, and maybe you will like these things too, but it's up to your discernment and your judgment to be like, do I actually want or need this thing? I just think it's up to your own personal sovereignty to decide. I just like showing you the things that I like. And it brings me a lot of joy to like go hunting for these things and find them and like try them on and see what they're like and all of the things. I love fashion. So yeah, anyways, that aside, this dress has been on my wish list for so long, and it's very similar to a much more expensive Zimmermann one, but it's one of those things where, like, to me, this is such a classic dress. Like, it is a halter neck, shirt dress style, cotton, like, no crazy details or anything, just like a beautiful dress that is going to last you for ages and ages and ages, and is so classic and so flattering. But trying to find one, aside from this one and the Zimmermann one, not as easy as you would think, because I'll tell you why I like this one, and it's like I couldn't find this kind of thing in any of the other ones. And while I would say maybe if you are the bride, this could be a cute outfit for like your hen party or like any like bridal events or anything like that. But if you are not the bride and you want to wear this to like a wedding or something like that, it also comes in a beautiful chocolate brown as well. So yeah, keeping that in mind. So first, we have like a beautiful like halter neck with like shirting detail, and she is backless, so it will be nice and cool if it's really hot wherever you are and whatever you're doing in this dress. And like the fit on this is just incredible. It is a cotton material, and we have like the beautiful covered button detailing. I would say I'm wearing a small. I believe it's an Australian 8 on the website, and if you're normally a small and you have like any chest whatsoever, I'm gonna say you're probably gonna need to size up, because I have a very small chest and I'm wearing the size small and she just fits. Like, I would say to me, this is fine for me, but if you have more boobs than I do, you're probably gonna wanna go a little bit bigger. But the nice thing about this kind of style is, like, if you fit for the part of your body where this is fitted, I mean, the skirt, it doesn't really matter, because it's so big and loose and billowing that you've got lots of room under there. It is a beautiful midi length dress, which is exactly what I was looking for, and it comes with this little belt that matches, but you could obviously swap that out for something else. You know that I'm going to be swapping this for like a tan belt at some point in time. It does have pockets, but they are sewn shut. And I will probably leave them sewn shut because I think just for the overall like fit of the dress and the way that it hangs, I think it probably looks nicer to have them closed, but they are there, and if you wanted to put things in them, you absolutely could. I think it's really nice how this dress is like so minimal, but the way that it fits and the detailing of it just really like elevates it and makes it look really nice, and it feels really good on. It's really comfortable, and yeah, it's not tight, it's not pulling anywhere, it feels really good. And underneath you do actually have, there's a lot going on under here, you do have like this sort of like mesh crinoline layer as well, so it's gonna keep its shape really nicely, which I think is just a really nice detail to have, because a dress like this, like making sure that the skirt stays nice and full is really what like gives it like, I guess it's like visual presence, right? Like it just wouldn't be the same dress if it just, the fabric wasn't looking as full. Like I think the proportions of this are really nice. It nips you in at the waist really nicely, and that halter detailing at the back is just really flattering, and it's gonna keep you nice and cool, and also it being cotton is also gonna help keep you nice and cool as well. And this is one of those dresses where it's like, yes, we could go a little bit more dressed up and do a bit more of a structured bag, like with this little tan bag, and I'm wearing like a tan and canvas little block heel slide. It's really hard to tell in the display if you can see my feet right now, so if you can't, I apologize. But yeah, I think that is a nice way of making it a little bit more dressed up. And then if you wanted to wear it a bit more casual, like this bag with a little bit of the raffia is also a nice option. It gives it like a really summery feel, but I do really think this is a dress that you could probably get away with wearing it in spring. You could get away with wearing it in summer. You could even make it a little bit more autumn like coated, if you will, but you could throw like a little cardigan over your shoulders, and then that would kind of keep you nice and warm, or even like a little cropped jacket could work really well with this. And then if it was really starting to get chilly, you could pair like some thermals underneath, and because the dress is so long and full, as long as you like hike your thermals up a little bit, nobody will know. And yeah, I think because it is white, you can do it really nicely with like a black accessory, or you could do tan accessories as well. Or I just really love the raffia detailing. For me, it just feels so summery, and I'm just really excited and ready for like spring dressing, I guess. Summer, sometimes I feel like it's so hot here that like the last thing you want to be doing is wearing lots of clothes, but that's when we reach for like my summer dress options that are just like really light and easy to wear. And I find wearing a dress here in summer is just so much easier because like your pants, they ride up, your thighs end up rubbing together, all the things that nobody wants to talk about when it's like really hot out. And sometimes I just feel like wearing a dress is like a nice easy breezy option, but you still feel like lovely and put together, which yeah, just makes me really happy. So yeah, that is the summer dress, I guess, some wedding dress options. If you got this in like a chocolate color, I think it would make a really nice wedding guest dress. And then in a few vlogs ago, I did show you one that was quite similar to this, that was in sort of like a chocolate brown as well, that like is a much more inexpensive price point. Obviously the quality isn't quite the same as this one, but I think for just like a nice easy to throw on day-to-day dress, I think that's also a great option. So if you wanted to get something similar to this one but you wanted it on more of a budget, then yeah, I think that's in, I'll see if I can find the video that it's in and link it below, just so you can have a look and see all the options that are out there. kitchen. So we're experimenting. So I found a recipe for a double chocolate zucchini loaf, which just sounded amazing. And I looked at the ingredients and I was like, this is actually like not as unhealthy. Like, it looks much more decadent than it actually was. And so I was like, I need to try this, but I don't really want a loaf. I prefer a muffin because you get like the muffin tops and they're just a little bit easier to carry around with you and all the things. So then what happened next was the handle to the oven fell off, and it actually fell off in the previous video or previous vlog where it had been like rattly ever since I've moved into the place like a few years ago, and I was like, I wonder how you can tighten that. And you can't actually easily access the screw that you need to tighten without like completely disassembling the oven door. And also I don't have the kind of screwdriver that you need to tighten the screw. So I ordered that on Amazon, but in the meantime, the oven is out of commission because I cannot, like, you could open it, but also the screw was like down inside the door, and anyways, it's a whole thing. So we are turning this loaf into muffins. We're gonna bake them in the air fryer, and we're also gonna make them gluten-free. So will this work? I think it will, but we're gonna give it a go. I will link the recipe below, and I'll tell you about my changes as we're making it and the accommodations that we're making, and we'll see how this goes. It's gonna be an experiment for everyone. I put them in the fridge to chill just for a little bit because I'm trying to decide which one to have, because yeah, I think they would be better, like, because they're kind of fudgy. So let's see. Ooh, they're gooey. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. That is so good. They're like crunchy on the top and like fudgy on the inside. These are so good. Yum. I will put a link below in the description box if you want to make them. They come out really good as muffins. And I think because they were in the air fryer, that's why they're so crispy on top. I'm sure you could bake them in the oven too, but in the air fryer, they literally took like, what, the whole recipe came together in like less than 30 minutes. So if you really quickly want some double chocolate chip muffins that are packed full of veggies too, if you are like growing veggies or growing zucchini in your garden and you have tons of it and you don't know what to do with it, I feel like this is a really good thing to do with it. Well, this is an angle I don't really show you that often of my house. Welcome to the bathroom. Anyways, I was about to go and do this, and then I thought I would show you because this is honestly one of the coolest products I think I've ever found. If you're anything like me and you sometimes don't clean your makeup brushes as often as you probably should, this is going to be a gift. This is not sponsored, but if this company ever does want to sponsor me, that would be so welcome because I go through this stuff like crazy. So I don't know, can you see that? It's a bit hard to read, but this is the St. Jack Pro Strength Brush Cleaner. So they have two formats of this, I guess. You can get it in just like a liquid, and then you can put it in a little tin and swirl your brushes around like that. Or what you can do, I guess I'm gonna have to bring you down so you can see what's happening. So you take the spray, let's pick a nice dirty brush. So this is my foundation brush, and what you do is you spray, get the spray going, you spray into your brush, and then you can use a towel, or I like paper towel for this because you can just really see, you can see all that pigment is coming out on your brush and it's going onto your paper towel. And then I need to zhuzh the brushes a little bit, but this brush is pretty dirty, so I'm gonna have to do this for a little while. Maybe I'll just put you on a time lapse and then I'll show you when I'm done. And as you can see, the brush is pretty much almost back to being new. I could probably keep going with this a little bit longer, but the best thing about it is because that cleaner is alcohol based, this brush is pretty much almost dry. Like I could leave it for like 10 minutes and then be able to use it again, which is amazing because sometimes it's like with your other brushes, you're like, I need to clean them, but I'm gonna need to use them and I don't wanna have to wait for them to dry. So this stuff is just the most amazing brush cleaner I have ever found. I mean, to be fair, probably every once in a while you could do like an actual proper clean with water, but if you're just looking for something easy and on the go and it's going to sanitize your brushes too because it's alcohol based, this is a winner. And the part that you don't need any water to do it, you literally just spray it on your brush and then you keep going around in circles on like your paper towel or actual towel or whatever it is you're using until your brush looks clean. So yeah, that was a good little find, and it has honestly been a game changer for me. Just finished up at the it was called like the Stress Less workshop, where basically we did yin yoga, there was a sound bath, we had a cacao ceremony, and it was just truly magical. It was exactly what I needed. And every time, I used to do a lot of like yin yoga just at home, and I just got out of the habit. Like, you know how sometimes you're like really good about like staying on top of your practices, and yeah, I just got out of the habit, and I don't know. And then I did it and I was like, wow, this just feels amazing. Like, you realize how tense your body is and how much like tension you're holding. And I feel like the sound bath was just amazing. Like, oh my God, if I could have someone like sound bath me to sleep every single night, oh, that would just be like a dream come true. Like, you just go to these crazy places and then you're like 2 seconds later, they're like, okay, it's over. And you're like, but I don't want to come back. This feels amazing. So yeah, that was really, really nice. And the cacao was delicious as always. I love me some cacao. So it was just exactly what I needed. I didn't really film that much because, well, like I had my eyes closed for most of it, and yeah, but I tried to get a few snippets here and there. But it was funny actually. So my new like obsession is learning about like the Gilded Age, I guess a little bit the Victorian era, a little bit the Edwardian era. Like, it's all started with when I started watching the show The Gilded Age, and I just got really into it. And then I think I was telling you guys in another vlog, I haven't watched Downton Abbey before, which was shocking for me because now I'm like, oh my God, why did it take you so long? So then I watched that, and then it just took me down this rabbit hole of like wanting to learn about like the Gilded Age and all sorts of things. So I've been going down a deep rabbit hole, and that led me to the Substack of, if you don't know, Julie Montague is like the real life, I think she's the Viscountess of, she's married to the Earl of Sandwich. And so she's American, her husband is obviously British, and so she married into the British aristocracy, and they share a lot about like their estate online. And she started a Substack, and she's been posting all of these posts about like the Gilded Age heiresses and all that kind of stuff. So I just went down a deep rabbit hole, and there is a reason for this tangent. But then she was talking about how like in the Victorian times and the Edwardian times, like the sort of like wellness practices of the rich, and I was laughing so hard because I was like, oh my God, people really never change. Like, she was talking about how like the elite classes would have like wellness practices that were like part wellness and part like just wanting to show off that you had money. And I was like, that sounds a lot like something else I've heard. Like, can we say goop? Can we say like the way everyone is obsessed with like ice baths and saunas and like all of our wellness practices? And like, not to say that those don't feel really good and they're not amazing for you, like they are, but it's become a little bit of a thing, like, in case you guys haven't been paying attention, I don't know, or maybe it's just the circles I run in where, like, myself included, I feel like everyone is posting like all the little like wellness things that they're up to, and it's like kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, wow, we are exactly the same as we have always been. And that was really has been my big takeaway watching like all these shows about the Gilded Age, where I'm just like, oh my God, people just literally never change. Like, I feel like sort of, I don't know, like the cultural attitude lately seems to be like people are like, oh, people shouldn't be billionaires and blah, 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 and all of that. But I was like, but if you go back like 150 years ago, it's like they had all like the robber barons and like the Vanderbilts and the Astors and like all of those like new money and old money families that literally kind of started America, and how they were very unethically also making lots and lots of money living like hand over fist. And then one of the other posts that I got really into was somebody who was talking about like their favorite insane lavish parties that like these people threw, like the Vanderbilts and like everyone in that social circle, and the things that they would have. Like, some of these parties, they would cost the equivalent of like $1.6 million today, one party, and they would just have like I'm trying to think of things, but it's just like insane amounts of food, or people wearing crazy costumes, someone coming dressed as a taxidermy cat, somebody, or wearing like taxidermy cats on them as an outfit. Gaga did not do it first. Apparently this lady did. People having like an actual like dinner party on horseback. Like, because there was some millionaire who just like loved his horses so much, can relate. But yeah, he got together a bunch of his guy friends, and they're all sitting, there's a photo of it, they're all like sitting in a circle on horseback eating their dinner. It's like an 8-course dinner or something, and the horses are sitting there eating their oats. Like, just decadence, insanity. Like, if you start looking at like some of the videos of like the mansions, you can't really call them a cottage, that they built, and just like the decadence of it all. And I'm like, people have been the same ever since we've been people. And I just think it's really funny how, like, growing up, I wasn't really that interested in history, and now I feel like watching these shows, I feel like if they showed you this in high school, it would have been way more interesting, because instead of just being like, oh, World War I started in blah 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 and ended in blah blah blah, it creates like that human element in it. And I think like the thing about like with history, it's like if you don't learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it. But how can we learn from it if like the way they teach us in school is so dull and so boring and not interesting at all? And now I'm watching all of this and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so intrigued. I can't like stop going down these rabbit holes of like wanting to learn everything about them, and like just so curious about like their all the rules around like dinner parties and like that kind of thing. Like, I'm just finding it very interesting. So anyways, that little rant aside about wellness and wellness practices, I think I'm gonna leave this vlog here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you enjoyed the video. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!